Abusuya ene the Christian Council nsoro mo Ghana nyina council mpanyefo edi anim abusuya ne omkobo anan wo JDM nchen wo nifi anase Jubilee House abusuya na wokodu ho no wode nsem bi to JDM anim eno wachi no omo sign the congratulation message ekoma JDM se watimi adi nkunim wo 2024 election no emu abusuya yentie nsem bi a the Christian Council ekodu JDM ho no omo de tugwa. Now, also in
the first place, on behalf of the Christian Council of Ghana and all of its member churches, and this is representation mainly of the Standing Committee of the Executive Council. So we've come to congratulate you and to also assure you of the support of the Christian Council of Ghana. One of our greatest, should I say, assets as a Christian body is prayer. So we want to assure you of our prayer support and also of our physical support in whatever way we can. We also have a couple of other issues we want to put before you. That's the issue of Galamsay. It's very worrying. It's very, very worrying. Yes, it is true that we also recognize that most of these people who are involved in this are also members of our churches. So we also have a responsibility to educate them to the best of our interests. But we also need the people who have the political power, who have the authority to wield that power in the best interest of helping to curb it. We can speak to the moral conscience of the people. They can choose to listen, they can choose not to listen. But beyond the moral conscience that we appeal to, you have the authority to say no. If you do it, these are the consequences. And once you strike that strongly, I'm sure it will go across. We want to appeal to you strongly that you should do all within your power to make sure that we see the end of this disaster. Over the past 2 years, we've been doing what we call the ethical leadership conferences. I came into office with a team of ethical leadership because we believe that if we focus on empowering people for leadership and empowering them to uphold ethical standards in the area of leadership, I believe a lot of our problems will be solved. As we move on, we will be appealing to you for your support and involvement and participation in some of these conferences. We want to give you those assurances, and we are trusting that this collaboration will go on and we can work together for the greater interests of the people of our beloved
I thank you
Ghana.
for the honor you've done us in coming physically, not only to congratulate, but to begin a discourse on some of the things that are of interest to you, and we're very happy. We have since the inauguration hit the ground running, and as I promised, I said would name our ministers within 14 days. We did it. Happily, Parliament has fast-tracked the vetting of the appointments, and so as we speak, all the ministers are in place and working. We know that a 4-year term is a very short period of time, and so it is important that we fast-track, settling down the government as quickly as possible, especially in the face of the crisis we face with the economy. We all have known that this country has been going through economic crisis, but you don't really appreciate the enormity of the crisis until you have taken charge. And I mean, we're opening the books, and some of the things we're seeing show that things are far worse than government had led us to believe. And that's why we hope that you'll be participants in the National Economic Dialogue, because we want to open the books and show Ghanaians what the real state of the nation is. And I believe that we must bring honesty in leadership and tell Ghanaians what the real situation is. I think that if Ghanaians understand what the situation is, they are willing to make the sacrifices to make things better for everybody. With regards to the issues you raised, Galamsay is a major, major headache for all of us. It's estimated that currently about 1.8 million of our compatriots are involved in small-scale mining. And that creates a big issue with regards to issues of employment and displacement, from small-scale mining. Small-scale mining is legal, and our laws recognize it, but it must be done in a responsible and sustainable manner. We have about 280 forest reserves in this country, and the ones that are affected are about 43. And so we did one operation in the Tanonimiri forest reserves, and we've gotten the excavators and things out. And so they're going to target another one, the worst ones, and then we'll take them one by one and get the people out. I've told them not to burn the excavators, they should confiscate them. We'll also have a mobile team so that in case they try to incurse again and the forestry people cannot handle, they'll call the mobile team to run in and go and give them reinforcement. We're going to have a conference with the small-scale mining because there's new technology that is practiced in other countries where small-scale mining is sustainable. Before you start a small-scale mine, you must do what they call a leach dam, and then you line it with plastic, and then you wash the gold water into that dam. After you finish, and that's what the big companies do, they have cleaning agents they put in the water, and it takes out all the toxins and everything, and you can discharge the water back into the environment. So we'll engage with them and bring some of these new technologies to their attention. When I was president, I made a statement that we're going to move to a situation where if the missions have a hospital in an area, we're not going to come and compete with the mission by building another hospital. We'd rather use the resources to improve the mission hospital so that they provide service. I believe that if some of the missions are interested, we could get them to finish the hospital and manage the hospital and provide the service, so that government too can find it to be a mix. We can also raise money and finish some, but the mission hospitals too can take some and complete them and run the hospital. I just want to insist that our door is open, and so you don't need to knock before you come in. Anytime you feel we must consult, and like you said, your new approach is not to come out openly and criticize government. If there are things that you're concerned about, you would rather want to, meet with us. And so I just want to assure you that anytime there are any issues, if you think things are not going well in a certain sector and you want us to pay attention to it, you are welcome to come and discuss it with us.